So I had a question the other day. In one of my PDs, I had teachers fill out this form, and when you hit submit, it would email the teachers their form answers, and the teachers wanted to know, how did you do that? How did you get it to do that? They knew that you could create a form and it would log all the form responses, but they didn't know the extra step there. And so I just wanted to show you how I did that. What I did was I used an add-on called Autocrat. When you go to get add-ons, you type in Autocrat and it'll add it to your spreadsheets. Autocrat works like this. It'll take form answers and merge them with another document that you have to create beforehand. And so what I did was, once I got my form set up the way I wanted it to be, using the Google Forms, I went to the responses and created the add-on for Autocrat, and I launched it. Before I got too far, though, I know that Autocrat requires me to have something that I'm going to merge my answers with. So I have to create a document, a Google document. I called it the checkpoint merge template because this was a checkpoint form. And so I created the template to look like this. You'll notice I've got some tags here in the template, like app, learned, and valuable. These are called merge tags. What Autocrat does is it looks for these in your template and then replaces it with whatever answers that you want to plug in there from the form. And so I called them something that I would know when I went to Autocrat what I was looking for here. So like this one says, I want to take and put whatever app we were working on in Google and plug it in right there based on a form answer. So in Autocrat, I would create a new merge job. Since I've already got this one set up, I'm just going to edit this merge and show you what I plugged into this one. So here are my form answers. Autocrat gets started like this, and it takes a second. And like I said, having that checkpoint merge template doc set up beforehand makes it real easy. So it finds the template for you, asks you what is your template form. Since I already did that, it goes and looks through the template and says, hey, we found this tag with the less than and greater than signs on either side of it called app. You'll recall that one from right here. It says, we found this one. What form answers do you want to put into that spot and replace it with? So I picked from all the forms at the top of my form across here, my answers. I said, which app are we working on right now? So when you put in, hey, we're working on Google Docs, and you hit submit, it would go to the document that I created, take out the app, and replace it with the word Docs. Which is what I had written there. I did that for each one of my tags based on what I want to do. I hit save, and then it asked me for merge settings. So what it does is once it merges the form answers with the document, it saves it for me, and then it asks me how do I want it to be named. You'll notice there's a whole bunch of these with $signs at the top, and what that does is it takes those headers out of that form answer, so like name. You could put the name of the person into the file naming. And so when it saves it, it would put the person who submitted their name right there instead of the word name. Then it would write checkpoint, and then it would tell me which app we were working on based off the form data. I wanted it to make a Google Doc and not a PDF because I wanted the people that receive these to be able to edit those or comment on those. And then I checked this box right here. It says email those shared merged documents. So once it's done taking all the form answers, putting it into a document, I can have it email to anybody really that I wanted to email. I wanted to email the person that hit submit, and so I put in $email, and so it looks on the form for for the email column, and then it fills in their email right there. I also wanted it to email it to me so I could get a copy of it as well and knew who right away from my inbox who had emailed or who had hit submit. This is the subject line. It would say checkpoint and then whatever app you're working on right now answers. And this is the actual body of the email that would show up. It says attach your answers, and I typed all this in for the checkpoint form on, and then I had it figure out from the spreadsheet which app they were working on. Thanks from me. And then I included attached to the email the Google Doc commentable, which is a weird word, commentable Google Doc. And so I just clicked that. You can click any of these. You could make it a view-only Google Doc. You could do a PDF file attachment if it's something you wanted to keep, you didn't want people to mess with, or a publicly viewable link for the Google Doc. I hit save, and once I did that, Autocrat takes all that information, and then when somebody hits submit, it adds these things off to the end, like the merge doc ID, so it gives you the doc ID, it gives you the doc URL, It gives you the link to the actual document, the merge status, so when it was merged with the document. All of that information goes in right there. And so the final one looks like this. So it would create this document, it would take my answers, it replaced app with the word Google Docs. It took my answer for the first one and replaced it with what I had actually put in there, and then it emailed it to me and the person that filled this out. So that is how I got a form to email you a Google Doc using the add-in Autocrat.